Again, I'm still here on the project, building capacity around my mouth, but I got something to back it up. What do you think? Let's discuss it.
Encore une autre fidèle qui l'Amérique n'a pas loupé nous. Quand il reste Sylvie, il y a quoi qui j'ai loupé presse. L'Amérique n'a pas loupé. T'as bien de moi avec moi en ce moment. On va battre au moins néo. Mon temps dit est à mon mouillé. On s'en bat bien pour moi dit quoi. Toi, là le caillou. Quand on sort du loin, allez, envoyez. Battu au loin. Yao, abela lokeyo, mivito jobai, mivito nyoba, artiste mo peyo. Manager Gigi, ouais t'es jamais forcé ou si tu connais tu connais. L'animateur Choco Noscan Yassin de Toyebi, l'homme a tout fait pour mivito. Aniche les deux.
Henry, I can tell you the problem of this country with respect to prices, with respect to health, with respect to education, and largely tied to roads. There are no roads. You don't see opportunities where they should be when you don't have roads. From up to 173 years, we only have one road. How do you know what is happening in Bapolu when you don't have roads? You don't go there. The prices of goods, commodities in the market are high because to get them to where they are needed. So there's no way you can, when I talk about road, I'm not talking about putting road on the sidewalk in Monrovia, $50,000 road and make it $3 million. We're talking about roads that will open up the country. We're talking about roads that will open up opportunities, roads that will get businesses going, and dependency reduced because people believe their goods and commodities can get to the market. That's what we're talking about.
Good evening, folks. Samson to LIBERIA Pub Radio. I want to thank all of you again for tuning in this evening. Thank you very much. Much better a little bit today. The loss of life is nothing to take easy on there. Safety, Lord Jesus, we want to thank you again this afternoon. We want to thank you for your continued blessing, your continued intervention. My Lord, we pray for the souls that we lost. My Lord, help us. Things that we are not able to make sense, understand, help us to understand those things and make sense of them. My Lord, only through you that everything is possible. Come into our life, give us comfort. For all those who lost their life, we ask that you accept them. My Lord, come into the family of those who were hurt, those who were traumatized, those who are not without their family. Help them stabilize. My Lord, only you have the power to do that. And we will continue to pray to you. What has happened to Liberia, it's never happened before. We have civil war, as I said, but we were fighting one another. It's then a chance of revenge, but this is not. We ask that the government is given the opportunity. We ask that our brothers and sisters that perhaps have the need or feel the need of revenge to hold themselves, come into their life, make them to understand that we have a government and the government will be working on it. My Lord, help us. Help us that in fact, this must not be repeated. Only you have the power. For those who have nefarious minds and trying to hurt Liberians, come help them to understand that those behaviors are not acceptable. In your word, Lord, you're the only king, and we submit ourselves to you again this evening. We're asking you to come into the life of the newly elected president, Ambassador Baka. Come into the life of the outgoing president, President Weah. Bless them. Bless them. We ask that you continue to guide the process. We put Liberia and Liberians in your hands. We ask you to please guide us. Bless the host country, the United States of America. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Okay, folks. Thank you for joining us this evening. It's been a difficult time in the last day or so. If you've been perusing the social media, I heard those people, they have arrested some people, and other people are questioning the process and what have you. I'm not going to do that. I know we have a government. The incoming government have not taken over yet. We have a sitting government. And that sitting government, no matter what, we have to respect the institution. And we must allow the institution to work. You can't condemn whoever is running the institution now. And then when you come in, you expect those who you condemn today to now try to praise you. They're not going to do that. So let's respect each other. That's the only way we're going to work this country out of this mess we found ourselves in. The mess was not created on President George Weah. Well, yeah, I blame him for many, many policy failures. But these things are not something that you can just blame it on one person. And because of that, I, Samson Toe, will say I will continue to respect and do whatever that I can to make sure that I take responsibility of what I say here. But the fact that I will be respectful to this outgoing president and also be respectful to the incoming president. That, folks, I think if we do that, if we all do that, we'll be in a good place. Because if you do that and you criticize, you're criticizing from the position of strength. Because if you're criticizing from a position of hate, then there's no strength. You have nothing. You have a hollow criticism. But if you criticize based on policy and not because of hate, policy different and not because of hate, then I think you're criticizing from a position of strength. And that's why I come in this evening. Folks, thank you for joining us. President Weah, continue to move the bar. In as much as I am happy that he is no longer in office, strictly based on policy failure. Has nothing to do with personality. I keep saying that. I've been singing this song over and over. Has nothing to do with personality, but strictly based on policy failure, my opinion. But he has set up a transitional team. And the team included Minister of Internal Affairs, Minister of Mines and Energy. No, let me start that. The team includes Minister of Foreign Affairs and Dean of the Cabinet, Minister of Finance and Development Planning, the Minister of Justice, the Minister of National Defense, and the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs. Others include the Minister of Internal Affairs, Minister of Mines and Energy, Minister of Health, Governor of the Central Bank of Liberia, Economic Advisor to the President, Legal Advisor to the President, National Port Authority, National Social Security and Welfare Corporation, Liberia Maritime Authority, Liberia Revenue Authority, Director General of the General Service Agency, Liberia Electricity Corporation, and 3 other members to be appointed at the discretion of the incumbent president. I hope they will appoint me, but I'm not a member of CDC, so I don't know what they will appoint. Walter Carter or maybe Aaron Blah will be appointed. No, I'm just kidding. So let's see what the incoming president, who is he going to be appointing? And I hope those who are going to be appointed from the other side must come in with the responsibility of saying, we are here to work together. We are here to work together. And not to say, give it to me now. Oh, you missed that one. You missed that one. Oh, you don't do that. Oh, you don't do that. No. Okay. So those who are going to be coming, they need to work together and they need to work together and make sure they move the ball forward. Another interesting story here that I'm going to be reading to you. To be honest with you, I don't like the heading. I don't like the heading, but I will read it anyway because somebody wrote it. We are pleased for mercy. I don't like that heading, to be honest with you. Outgoing President George Weah has called on President-elect Joseph Boakai to refrain from pursuing any of his officials on allegation of corruption, stating that it will be a witch hunt. Witch hunt, he's saying. And I'll deal with that later, but let me read on. Addressing the jam-packed audience at his congregation yesterday, the president noted that that he expects Boakai not to pursue officials from his administration, just as he did not pursue anyone from the first Unity Party government when the president elected serve as vice president. We must prioritize the welfare of our people and the development of the country, we have said less than an hour after conceding defeat to Barca. By pursuing witch hunts against my officials and me, we risk, now watch, this is the key word here, you're underline. We risk derailing the peace we have worked toward. Going after officials from his government will only harden the progress made towards achieving lasting peace, hinder the progress made towards achieving lasting peace and stability in the country. The president stated at his church. According to the president, it is important that the president-elect focus on his agenda and avoid being distracted by investigations and prosecution, which will significantly negatively impact the country peace. I will come back down to that. He noted that Barca should focus on healing the nation and addressing the division that have plagued it due to the election, saying his government kept the peace by not prosecuting officials from the Unity Party government on a leave. The Unity Party, the unity and peace of this country are paramount. It's because of the peace of this country that our government did not go after them. Past officials, the president said, Barca need to keep the peace. Ellen Johnson turned over power to us, and we maintain the peace, and Barca needs to do the same. Okay, so I'm not going to go further than that. So let's examine this thing, this whole auditing business here. As Liberian, when you hear the word audit, many Liberians are jubilating. Yeah, go catch them. But most likely that is not the definition of audit, to catch people who's been stealing. Yes, if you steal, and the others show that, because when the audit, I'm not a money man. I'm a roadway designer, engineer, civil engineer. So when I'm talking the money business, all the tabata I'm going to be saying here tonight, don't hold me to it. And you hold me to it, you will flip. But let's go on. So when they said they're going to audit, okay, for me, it's what it represents, or what I think it represents to me. This is a public office. The public trusts you to run your day-to-day affair of the country, including money coming in, money going out, development process, what you do. And so when they say audit, they're trying to come in to say, okay, what have you done? This auditing business should not be viewed negatively. What have you done? You have 6 years. How much money did you get on behalf of the Liberian people? What is the dollar amount that you got on behalf of the Liberian people? You say, I got $10. It's okay. In the 6 years period, you got $10. What did you do with the $10? Well, my $10, the $10 I got, I gave $2 to the ministry. I gave $2 to that ministry, and you gave the money, all of the people in the ministry, who got the money. Okay. Then the ministers themselves will then turn over their book, what they have done with this dollar amount that was given to them in the need of the Liberian people. And whoever that are responsible for developmental project, what project have you put in place What policy have you put in place, and what project that is being implemented? And if so, where is this project now that we're going to take up? Where are the documents? Because we're going to be dealing with people who are building or who are responsible or who you have contracted to do whatever X, Y, and Z. Because we don't want to come here and say, oh, who run it? I mean, oh, okay, what you got? Now I got that. No. We want to hear from you, because you were the middleman between those who are building in the name of Liberia, those who are implementing the policy that you put in place in the name of Liberia, and the Liberian people. You are the middleman. So being the middleman, you tell us, because they're coming, the next government is coming also to be the middleman. So if you tell them all of these things, they say, okay, thank you very much. So all of the books that you turn over, the receipts, how the money is spent, they're going to go through that process. Now, President, you can't ask for a blanket forgiveness. This is not going to work. This is not going to work. And this is unacceptable. Unacceptable. Because you, as president of the Republic of Liberia, okay, my other stuff go on. I need to put a TV up here anyway. So you can't ask to say, my people, you just forget it. You know, don't question me, don't audit, nothing like that. Because when they audit, you as president of the Republic of Liberia, you will also see those who, if at all they haven't been straight with you, that audit will show you who's been lying to you. So this other business go two ways. It's there to clear your name. It's there to get you in trouble if you didn't do something right. So it's simple. It's simple, my people. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Let me do something else here quick while I run to, because I can't go on without my whatchamacallit. I can't go on without me listening to myself, because I don't know. I don't want Alfonso coming out here and writing, you no sound. So I don't want that. So let me play this while I get myself together. Okay, so as I was saying, so the audit, what I'm still trying to figure out here, folks. Analysts, I sent the link out to everyone already, so I think everyone should be able to get it and ready to go. So this audit business, they're not war. Now I don't want to guess. President, this is what I've been saying. He's a good man. Most likely, what I know of him, I don't know him, he doesn't even know me, but what I know of him, he's a good man. So now he's worrying. I brought these people in. And so if they do edit, what if they get in trouble? Well, those people you brought into government, they are not stupid people. These are educated people that you asked to join you to run the affair of the country. So if they haven't done anything right, and the other process exposed them legally, it is not your problem. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. That is not witch hunt. The government, the incoming government is entitled, and they must. Because if they don't order you, that means definitely people, Liberian people, will most likely think that they're going to do the same thing. They will do the same thing. And they're not going to, the Liberian people, they want to be on the right side of the Liberian people from day one. So you must be allowed to be audited. There's nothing wrong with being audited. Okay? So, Mr. President, I stand to differ with you of you asking blanket clemency. I will put it that way, which is not the way it's supposed to be. Those who are responsible, those who have not done their job and decided they're going to just go take people money or people responsibility, they don't do it. Let the Liberian people decide on that. Okay? Ambassador Baka most likely, and his people most likely, going to do the audit. And once the audit is done, the report that will come from the audit agency. Now, this is where I think your stepping in will be a good place. If, for me, this is how I see it, and I'm just like that. I don't like confusion. I'm the president. We are just like you. I don't like confusion business either. I just got be more. I just thought be more. Blah 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 blah. But I don't like flower business. We got flower business that a long time ago when I was young. Yeah, but this time, no way. So I think, President, we are your best time. The best time for you to step in. The best time for you to step in will be. Okay, I think I can hear myself. The best time for you to step in will be after the auditing process is over with, and the government now found Samson to whom you have brought in to help you, but instead of Samson to helping you, decided to go behind you and take money that don't belong to you, or use the public fund that was designated for certain things. I decided I want some kickback. So when the things start being exposed on me, then my exposure legally has nothing to do with you. If you want to help me as your friend, you will then come in and call the president to say, at this time we are Liberian. Let's turn the auditing process, the result, let's turn it up over to the Liberian people. Because here's the interesting thing. Ambassador Baka, if he's a very smart man, he's not dumb, he's very smart. So he will also say to himself, I serve in the government under who leadership, Madam Salim leadership, and the dollar amount that went through here, according to papers that we got, over 25 billion in 12 years went through their hand. Okay, over $25 billion went through their hand. So there's no way that Ambassador Baka, most likely he will say, okay, but then, now here's the funny thing now. You, Ambassador President, you're going to be in opposition. So if they decide, Ambassador Baka, no, we're taking you guys to court. You, President, by this time, you should be holding on to certain documents from the previous government that also show that there's some people in the previous government have done some bad deeds. Okay? So you should be able to have those documents at this time as well. The fact that you say you're not going to audit them does not mean that you don't have your hand on the dirty deeds under the present past administration. If you don't have those documents, then the fault is on you. Because those are the cards that you're supposed to have. When you're asking for the blanket clemency, you should say, in our possession, we have some dummy information coming from the previous government. But we don't want to do that because we want to maintain peace. If that kind of statement is made, incoming President Baka most likely will say, no, let the auditing process continue. And when the process is done, the report will be turned over to him. And you, as a major stakeholder, then, even though you're going to be in opposition, but you as a major stakeholder, most likely, the president, knowing full well that you have served 6 years, will contact you and say, this is the report. Do you guys have any other explanation to explain yourself? At that point, you as a peacemaker will come out and say, I don't know where my stuff is now. Okay. You will come out and say, at this time, President Bakai, I'm asking for a blanket clemency because most of these people that were involved, what they did, according to the auditing report, is not right. But at this time, President Bakai, we're all trying to see if we have a peace. We must maintain the peace by all means. Therefore, as a former president, I'm asking you to please let the Liberian people decide. Because we also, the 6 years was in power, we were able to bring out documents that show, and in fact, you can even say in your own office, these are the documents we have. Not to say you're trying to blackmail the system, but that would be the right thing to do because then you want peace. But for this incoming government, who campaign strategy, who campaign the message was to audit you. So many Liberians accepted that part, that promise that they're going to audit you. And because of that, they're going to have to. You cannot go back on that. So for you to ask now to say, don't audit, and you try to use the peace candy as a dangling the peace candy, I think it's unacceptable, President. I think it's unacceptable. Because believe it or not, those people that you brought in, if they took any money that don't belong to them, the auditing process will expose them. They are not coming for, how are you going to call it witch hunt? Why will you come in, that your job, just enter, that your job anyway. Just enter now. Just enter, because people now call you. Enter, Mr. So. That's what you do to me. So, my own, anytime you say jump, I say how high. Just enter my show anytime you say, how is that going?
I am good, doing very fine.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it.
What's up with you?
So, I'm just saying, I'm talking about the auditing process here, that for me, it's not a wish hunt. For President Weah to come out and ask for blanket clemency from incoming Bakai, I don't think that's the right thing to do. Because Bakai promised and told Liberians that one of the things he would do once he was elected was to audit this outgoing government. And I think we're all on this platform railed against that. And I think, but President Baka is going to have to do that. I'm suggesting that President Weah, instead of asking for a blanket statement, I think by this time, after 6 years in office, they should have certain documents pertaining to the past administration, some of the misdeal of the past administration. Remember now, there were over $25 billion that went through the past administration. President Weah and his people should be able to have document in their possession at this time. But those documents can be made public. I mean, negotiate if you want peace. And say, look, we got something here, but we didn't go through that, because that's what President Weah is saying, that we didn't go after the past administration because we wanted to maintain peace. And because of peace sake, he's also asking President Waka not to do audit of his government officials. And I'm saying that request should not be made. He should come in as a peacemaker, allow the auditing process to go, because most likely it might help him, President Weah, to understand who's been lying to him. Because most of the time he gave these ministers money to carry out certain projects. They don't. So the other process, the system itself, going to expose those people one by one. And those who are going to be exposed will be exposed legally. And then President Weah, if he wants to say to ICE as a way of asking for a blanket clemency, I think he can make that request at that time. So that's what my Tabata is all about. I got some more Tabata on the going.
Is that a starting talking point this evening?
Mr. Soul, you are my guest.
I'm not guest.
I'm not on witness stand. You're my guest.
No, I'm not guest. You can't force me to be
a
guest.
What do you mean you're a guest?
But I'm not a guest. So why you want to do?
Because you're on my show. You're my guest.
No, when you come on my show, you're not a guest. You are a panelist. You are analyst.
No, when I come on your show, I'm a board director. I'm not guest on your show.
No. Don't do that. I'm not guest. So I'm just asking, is that a starting point this evening?
Yeah, but I got more. I got more to go. To go.
Yeah, this is how you people leave people hanging with information. There was an incident yesterday which all of the network, including we all scrambled over it. Fingers were pointed. We were all apprehensive. We were all saying,
that was my opening. I've already closed the chapter on that one as far as I'm concerned. I told the audience that we have a sitting government, a government in waiting. Yes, elected government, is coming in, but we have a sitting government whose responsibility it is to investigate, and we must give the sitting government and its investigative arms the opportunity to carry out the investigation. I am not going to get into because I know they told us that they have arrested a few people. Any other thing that I'm going to be talking about without me getting the police report or without me getting the police making a definitive statement, I will be speculating. And the death of anybody from that particular incident is not something that I want to speculate on, Mr. Soul.
Well, I have the right to ask because
you do.
We all discussed it, and there were a lot of fingerprinting, which of course people try to process different things from the tensions, from the tensions of the elections and how things people been saying. So if we talk about it, I just thought it was that we come back here as well to also let the audience know. Because this conversation is being taken in different forms and shapes, depending who is prosecuting it, who is talking about it. And I think it is causing more harm because people are just apprehensive, making up things. So like you said, I'm glad that you talk about it. I just thought that I brought that up because I know sometimes how you try to sweep things under the rug. So,
Mr. So, why will you come on my show and tell my audience that love me so much that I like to sweep things under the rug?
I think you need to move to Mar-a-Lago so that there will be the person to have the praise and worship. You will be one of the bad leaders if you were able to hold public office because you're concerned to see who like you, who don't like you. But back to the topic, I think that's a very good conversation, but we have to keep it in broad context. The issue of audit, I don't know, it sounds so like horrible in the ears of the people, but it's not a bad thing.
No,
it's not a bad thing. Audit in the most simpler form is to verify where your starting point, so you know where your basically your starting point. I mean, it's
Don't look now. With your conservative idea, you're coming to the liberal view here. Be careful. Be careful. You will soon be accepting the liberal view here tonight.
The key question here, order is not a thing. Well, so where would this order begin? Is it starting from the George Weah? It would become more or less a witch hunt, or it would be misinterpreted when you only start from George Weah government. Then he needs to go back.
According to report, they intend to go further than that.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. So that would be a good thing to do, which will also bring himself into the picture with he and the Helen Johnson Sirleaf government. Mind you,
so be it.
You don't have to. You don't have to talk sorry for way. I'm just only telling you the realistic thing that is involved, because it's all about the country. George, we didn't do it for whatever reason. He decided not to do it. That one is on him, because. And I remember,
but I do believe
they were asking the great point. He said, "Well, 80, I think it was that he said 80% that time, right? You remember when they were?
Yeah.
We do not know what the interpretations of that 80%. Only lately we got to know with this whole thing of doing the former minister Amara Conan now is saying it was 150 million, correct? That was turned over to. We don't know. They have not spoken to that effect. So,
but what I do believe, Mr. So, at this point, after 6 years, President Weah and his people, they are not dumb. They're very smart. After 6 years, most likely, President Weah and his people are sitting on some damning document against the former president, against the past administration, the alien administration. So I think. If you want to take that route, President Weah doesn't have to go through the the way of saying we're going to audit or something like that. Those documents can be thrown in the public domain, and the public, if the president really want to do some damage to the auditing process that these people are going to do.
What do you mean by damage?
Well, the liberal is speaking, but thank you for asking that question. You see my sweeping jacket. This is the jacket the sweeper get. We're ready to sweep. But let me just tell you, on a very serious note, what I mean by damaging the auditing report. The report itself, it's going to be legally binding when it's done properly. Now, when that report is done, from my understanding, most likely it's going to be turned over to the proper authority. So the proper authority, after the auditing general has made all his auditing point and will now do a conclusion, and then the authority will look at it to see who are fault or what have you. Now, what I mean by damaging, if the president and his people have some serious damaging information from the past administration in terms of stealing and what have you, they don't have to go through the auditing process. When this audit report on President Baka is out there for public consumption, President Weah and his people can also dump in the public sphere, dump their own account of the past administration. And then they can muddy the water, and then the public can say, "But wait a minute, where are you going here? Yeah, the other stuff, yeah, the other thing." And that's what I mean by damaging.
Well, I don't know what you call damaging. Those are information. First of all, we need to know, and it should just not be about audit. I think it must be very extensive. There must be some sort of we will want to look at if it is one, which of course they need to do so that we know. It must be a real independent committee.
Mr. So, with all your grammar and all your book you're throwing around here tonight, let me just tell you right now, Ambassador Baka and his people, they're not asking us, they're not asking LPR for advice or anything. We are not in any position to demand. There must be this. Let's give the people the opportunity. We're not going to run their government.
No.
How they're going to run their government.
No. You get it wrong. It's not a matter of giving the people. They are accountable. They're not working for us. If they are not working for you, they are working for me, and they are working for many others. So the standard, it will be very hard for them. So, like I say, I mean, you here, they don't even know you. So you just on your own, whatever you talk here, nobody listen to it. So I don't really care. But on the serious note, it's just not only audit. How many audit reports or audit things go on? What next after the audit? Would there be some sort of a special committee if one found guilty to be turned over? You know, so it's not just about coming to talk about it.
Mr. So,
And this is a good, I think it would be a good clearinghouse. We want to see that. We want to see the structure, the layout of the president-elect ministers that he's going to be appointing. That will give us a sense of the directions of this government. You remember, he set a high standard in one of the local interviews. He's still committed to some of the commitments to the 100 days. Whether he will sign off for the war crime, and he's still consistent with those things.
Mr. So, hold on 1 minute, please. Mr. So, go ahead.
Yeah, so there are a lot of commitment, and that's why we need to hold these people on here. They run on specific issue, and we believe it is based on those issues they were elected, which is great. If you listen to his visit today at the JFK medical facility, one of the parents was speaking. He said, "We voted. Our vote was based on anger. So you come to realize there are some other people voted because they felt justice was served. A lot of things happened, and they didn't get a closure to these cases, to things that are happening. You heard that woman today to JFK. He said, "Papa, we voted. Our vote is based on anger." So there are a lot of things remain in the minds of the people. So right now, the car is before the president-elect. And I think he has to be very careful because some appears that some media outlets, some individuals are trying to kind of be the one to say they want to be in charge, and they think they're going to be the sort of mediator between the president and his people. That's a lie. Sooner or later, then people are going to come out. So he has to take this thing, he has to take it in a very holistic approach in the context based on these policy that he put forward, things that he's going to do. They got to come clean as well. If they can't do it, they need to come back to the Liberian people. Hey, we can't do it now. But we start hearing some talking point, or the coffer going to be empty, or the country going to be in debt. So they try to lower the expectation. They are not, will you please give me a chance? They are not, as far as we are concerned, no one is being appointed as a spokesperson or as a.
So why are you talking? Whatever. You're not even smiling now. You're
not smiling. These are serious things that we are talking about the country. So it's not a funny thing for me to, that's the ugliness of the bamboo. So I don't have to smile, but now you try to kind of twist this thing and kind of give a weak conversation. I don't think that is nice.
Now, let me go, Mr. So let me tell you this. Let me say this here. There's somebody that just wrote here. Even with the 80%, when they announced that the alien government was 80% good, what happened to the 20%? They can come up with those 20% can be very damaging to the former administration. But that's not the issue, Mr. So. I think, the election is over. We're not running campaign now. We have to be truthful now. We've always been truthful. But
I think this president needs to focus on settling down.
Will you let me finish talking?
Like but you're just grabbing things here and there.
I'm running the show.
You will soon get us set
I am in charge. I am in charge. So in case you don't know that, I'm not only in charge, I'm the board chair. Not only can I pack you in a bike, but I can tell you there's waiting somewhere. So let me talk. Okay. Now that I throw my power weight around here now, no, on a very serious note, Mr. So, this whole thing here, as you correctly stated, the incoming president and the incoming administration will have to be very careful. See, these things they don't even have to make noise. If these things are not handled correctly, the noise will come from right inside Unity Party itself and all the collaborating political party that are with Unity Party. So they're going to have to handle. So what do you do, as you correctly ask the question, when the report is done and people are found to be liable? Where do they go? Are you going to establish economic crime court? And if that established, what happened to the war crime court? Mr. So, we're going to enjoy ourselves on this platform. Because the issue, when I mean enjoying ourselves, just of all that call ourselves political junkie and like to talk, this is going to be of the most interesting sex here in Liberian politics.
So the challenge will be with most of you who took part, who were actively involved. Listen, no, because this is what the problem is. You're finished dressing the devil. The devil came to town. The whole community gathered for the exhibition, some sort of carnival to take place. And then you come to realize the devil got a broken leg, the devil can't dance, and then you want to draw back that you are not part of that. This is where we're going to see the honesty on the part of you people, whether they're going to be excuses or whether you're going to be honest.
There will be
honest
excuses.
To even
because
you don't do that.
Why are you calling Ambassador Baga is not a devil?
No, I didn't say he's a devil. What I'm saying,
don't use that analogy on the incoming president.
Listen. I don't know what is you get you so happy. We are talking about serious thing. You will come back here tomorrow and you will bend your head down like a better goat and start giving tons of excuses. I am just only saying you got to be honest with this. You got to be honest to your leaders in as much you support these leaders. If they are going wrong, talk about it. But when something happens, it turns to be like a blaze of fire. And then when you find out that it's not the truth, then you decide not to talk about it. You will not want to talk about it, and they will shove it under the rug. I think that is dangerous. We got to. It's true. We got to give them the chance. I will be looking at a couple of things. The structure of his setup. Now it's a challenge. The CDC government, is it the entire CDC government official? Are they corrupt people? Are they bad? Or the entire government will be rooted out? And if the entire government is being rooted out, what could be? Because he said he was going to get opposition get involved. CDC now is the opposition. Remember his last speech, whether it was a politics speech, everybody going to get involved.
Wait until the Ambassador Baka make a
But we are having a conversation. These are things we are having a conversation. What we are doing, we are trying to profile his ministerial or his government setting of his government. So why you want us to talk specific thing and you don't want to talk about other things?
Because I want to focus on the auditing process.
Why only the audit?
Huh?
Why only the audit?
Because the other subject matter you're talking about, I got no interest in it right now.
Why? You have interest in it. We will talk about it before you have interest. Why you don't have interest now? That's the dishonesty. That's the dishonesty part of you people.
You asked me a question. I'm getting ready. Then you said that's the
no, but you said you already answered me. You don't have interest, so I'm not going to get anything. Any other thing I want to get out of you now is nothing. It's not going to add up. You're trying to figure out what to say to your response to be like, so I know where you are heading.
People are in trouble here with him man tonight. But anyway, I'm a liberal.
You see when man talking and knocking his knee and things like this, then he's completely lost. He's trying to find his way out to repo because knees and lies and things that can come from. Yeah. Honestly, I think the president, there's a challenges. People that supported him. People that give to the campaign, like people when they're talking for you, they're doing is not for nothing and nothing for nothing. I wouldn't even want to do anything for nothing. But what is important, their authenticity they are taking in government. With the people who if they're not even called in the very first 1 or 2 months, or at the end of the day, where they flip around, who did this, so. Yeah, then they didn't even call my name yet. And then their mind began to start getting pressing. We see how to be flipping here and there. So that's the thing. They need to understand that everybody will not be poor.
Here's the thing I want you to understand. I don't know these people. They don't know me. But I've been reading about them a lot. Many of the people that are around.
Unfortunately, just a wrong person even propagating this sort of message.
Mr. So, can I make a lot of you really come for me to know? You really come for me. Let's go over. You come for me. You don't kind of discuss, but anyway, I will make my point. Here's the thing. The people who are around Ambassador Baka, from all indication, these people are credible people, number one. The second thing I want to say here is this. If anything happens, these people, if there's a policy in place, how they're going to govern the country, you will see that thing will be carried out to the letter. They are not going to be bobo on any issues. You saw the accident stuff. You saw Ambassador Baka at the hospital. Now, this is how the president who will be ready to carry out the mandate of the people. That's how you start.
I give it to him.
Yeah, thank you. We don't want you to give it to that. What we call you for? We're asking you to give it to us. We got it. We know. You got to give us nothing. So the president-elect went to the place, and while he was there, the people, knowing for the world, that family member were going to be talking. So the family member were pointing finger at him, not necessarily being responsible, but telling him that this thing must not go unpunished. So by him going there, he is now also put himself in the middle of this conflict or of this incident. So from there, he will be informed of what to do and how to do it. Okay? The people who most likely are going to be responsible, I don't know that, but most likely are not foreigners. These are Liberians as well. How do you deal with them? What legal process you're going to go through? All of those challenges, Ambassador Baka has it under control, Mr. So I think don't panic, don't worry. Everything is under control. Number one. Another thing I want to ease your mind on. Like I said, I don't know these people. They don't know me. I'm just saying, by this time, I passed the admiration business. I'm not admiring them. I've been reading about them. So I'm just saying strictly of what I know. Ambassador Baka, President Baka, when he comes, Dr. Baka, when he comes in, let me throw that in there to make sure. When he comes in, okay, to lead, Mr. So, yes, another thing you need to watch out for. This transitional system that is being set up, Ambassador Baka going to appoint people, qualified people. And here's not only that, when he appoint these people, most likely these people's CV, their information, qualification information will be posted as well, so that you will know who they are. You're not going to bring John Brown from Town, who just coming from village, just the Samson, and say, go over there. No. Those people will be people who have the training, because they're going to be dealing with issues that are affecting Liberians. And Ambassador Baka, I've always stated this. Corruption is the evil, is the cancer that kills the governing process of Liberia. Ambassador Baka is well aware of it. So for you to sit here and say now, hey, the man coming in, we want to look at this. Don't look at anything. Look at him. He is the leader. He's already told you the buck stops with him. He's not going to go around and bring people to blame. And because of that, let me go back to the hospital stuff again. If Ambassador Baka didn't want people to blame him, he won't show his face. But the fact that he shows his face, that means I am in charge. Whatever happened here, you look at me like people. You trust me. I got this under control. With your help, we will rescue this country and do the best we can. Mr. I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. So I'm just telling you, the fact that you are on LPR, I want you to understand that if anything happens that we are not happy with, we will be truthful. But in the meantime, Ambassador Baka is going to do the best of his best to make sure he's not parked in the garage anymore. Not only is he not parked in the garage anymore, they car here, it got plenty of gas now. We pump gas in it. It follow with gas. You know what he said about road business? In 100 days, he is saying, and people are suggesting.
So
I'm not done yet. That's the last one. Then you can show me. That's the last one. In 100 days, the road that go to the southeast, that go to the hometown of the current president, might not be paved. They're not gonna do no paving, but it's gonna be fixed so that people will drive in rainy season. We're not gonna wait for our quota. but it can be fixed. And Mr. Saul, don't worry, we got it under control.
I think Everett was calling. Everett says Samson Toll is in charge, so you want to call, just call his number. I don't know why you talk about worry. I don't have anything to worry about.
Okay, let me
what is happening is just
Everett been avoiding me the whole time that now they ready to call.
So
now y'all know me.
So let me just tell you something.
Yeah.
You were talking, I was listening to you. Now you are completely distracted. And that's where we can
hold on. I'm trying to set up the thing you said the people should call me. So I'm trying to set it. I'm trying to set it up.
That's something you should have done before even coming on air.
Mr. So why will you tell me how to run my show? I run my show the way I know how. I can get
you're doing it the wrong way. When before your live stream comes on, you should be ready to go.
I don't do it the wrong way.
Okay, all right. Let's go there. You see that you're the old people, you're so stubborn, you don't listen to people, and then because you think somebody age and they are so
today are old. Any other time young men that today are old now. Thank you.
No, let's have a serious conversation here.
Go ahead.
I think our job, but it is saddened, and that's why most of you are so compromised because you makes the Liberian people vulnerable. They don't know where to get the information. They don't know how to obtain the information. When we will sit on this network, and all of the networks now, they become so polarized with in their close ties with political parties.
I don't mean to interrupt. Do you want me to put a number up now?
Oh, you can do it. Yeah, anybody can call.
Okay.
We say we don't leave no voice behind here, except when people call. Please give them a chance. Let them speak their mind. You got to stop interruption.
When they call and their tone of voice has become antagonistic to the incoming president, they will be gone. I'm not running a conservative show here tonight. Anytime you call, anybody call, if your voice is being attacking the incoming president, you will be gone. Should I take this call? Okay. Samson Toll, LeBron Operator, what's your name? What's on your mind? And go ahead. There's your noise in the background. Hello, what's your name? Where you're coming from? What's your name? Yeah, go ahead.
Are you getting me, Mr. Toll? This is Elvis calling from Minnesota.
Wow, how come your voice so big tonight?
I just want to say congratulations to you and the Unity Party for winning the presidency.
Let me drink little water for Elvis. That's a good. You will stay long. You got 5 minutes on the show. Go ahead, my brother.
Thank you. You know, we have some pressing questions and inquiries about the Unity Party.
I'm coming to call you off,
Mr. So, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
On the show. I would take one of Mr. So saying, he said, you can put a bone down your throat. You know what to swallow. My question is going to be a bone down your throat. There was a statement that former president and president-elect Joseph Boyka made. And I want to bring that up on the show tonight. I've been on other platforms and I want to bring this question up. You see a lot of Unity Party people clamoring for quote unquote accountability. They want George Weah and his people to be held accountable, which in a larger context is fine. But I have a question here. When Joseph Boyka said that they squander opportunities, what do you think he meant by that? Because my interpretation, one second, Mr. Toll, my little small brain. My interpretation may be one way. Your interpretation. No, I want to give my interpretation, and then you guys can give your interpretation of it because I will not be on the show to respond. Okay. When it comes to government, we always talk about money. It is not about praises or anything else, but it's talking about money. I was on another platform where somebody said he was not talking about money. He was talking about maybe they should have opened up vocational schools and move people from the street. I said, but all those things take money to do. The point is, Joseph Boyka was clearly admitting that they misappropriated monies that was intended for the Liberian people, and he included himself in that government. He said we. So, can you allow the crazy patients to run the asylum? You expect in America when they say the cop will kill somebody, and then I seen cop in their own, they'll have an internal investigation and find themselves not guilty. Do we expect Joseph Boyka to order himself when in fact we had John Molu who audited them and said they were the most corrupt government in the history of Liberia. Now John Molu is on their team. So my final question here is, do you think they should go after the Weah administration, and do you think that will cause some kind of unrest in our country? Because if you're going to hold anybody accountable, you have to start with the Unity Party and the opportunities that.
Go ahead, finish.
That are just only going after President Weah, because that may bring some unrest in the country. Thank you.
Thank you. Take my answer up there. When you were asking your question on my phone, was messing up. I couldn't hear the question correctly. But no, on a
you see, look, Samson too.
So let me answer Evans, please. Evans, good question. Kotu, can you mute yourself up for until I call you? Don't get off, just mute yourself. Because we're hearing the background noise. Kotu, if you can hear me, can you mute yourself? Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. Don't go. We'll call you on. So let me just answer this question, Mr. Saul, to the best of my ability. I don't know them. They don't know me. Whatever question Evans asked, those are from public record. So if somebody, think about it. If somebody, I'm not here to even justify or deny. If somebody tells you that we stranded money or stranded opportunity, and this person admitting to you, and now he has an opportunity, do you think in your own mind, Evans, and as smart and as educated as you are, you think he will repeat that? He's there to fix whatever he saw that was wrong, that caused him to make that pronouncement. So you should be happy that you have somebody who told you that we stranded the people money or people opportunity that was given to us. So now he has the opportunity to redo it. He's going to fix it. So Evans, please, this question, not moving a liberal. Find other good question. Now, as far as the audit of President Weah and his people, yes, it is not because of hate. Many of you sedition, you guys consider auditing as a process of hate and witch hunt, which is not the case. If, and I said if, President Weah is not involved in any kinds of wrongdoing, he should welcome this, because this process will also vindicate him as an individual, as the president of the Republic of Liberia. That yes, indeed, he has a clean hand. The audit will show that. So this is not about witch hunt or trying to go after someone. And in fact, the auditing process, look at you, Evan. Listen to what you said. You said John Molu, look at Ambassador Baka and President Salif, and said this is the worst and the most corrupt government. And Ambassador Baka look at John Molu, who accused them to say, come back. Now, you think John Molu coming back with knowing that that statement was made in public, meaning Liberia have that statement on record. You think John Molu will cut corners? So you should be happy that this government, under President Baka, that it will be good. Corruption, yes, it's in our nature, but it's not something that's going to be sanctioned by Ambassador Baka and his people. And they're going to frown on it. If for some reason Samson told go to Liberia and say he wants small thing here to work here and they feel sorry for in the game job, it's Samson told Steve Fasten. You see Samson told in South Beach. Let me go to this, Mr. Soul. You want to comment on that?
I was just wait when you are exhausted and tired, you're drinking water.
Mr. Then Soul, do you want to comment on that? Let me merge the other color. Mr. Soul, you want to comment?
I say it is time for people to be held accountable, whether in the past and in the present and moving forward. The country, we can't say we want the country to be good and you still have people doing things and they get away with it. At the end of the day, they have been heavily rewarded with other things. So, and that's what we want him to do. But we just want to make sure.
To you.
What?
I just explained to you. The man.
I'm not going to take your words. I'm not taking your word. They don't know you. You don't know them. They're not listening to you.
Yeah, bring
Why
in
you doing? Why you kept doing on this network is just injustice to the listening audience. Our job here, you still find yourself in the campaign mode. I think it is time for us to be honest. We come with clean heart to hold all of our leaders.
Right.
Clean
heart, my heart clean.
You're not clean.
Okay, let me.
You're not clean because you're still taking a defense line.
Okay,
our conversation is to hold them accountable.
Okay, let me take the other color. Kotu, go ahead. Go ahead. If you're listening, make your point, then I'll bring Mr. Tyre in. Go ahead, Kotu. Go ahead. Kotu, are you with us?
All right. Yeah, I'm there.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. To, and hi to the people of Liberia. I'm glad to,
the only two you can speak to
part of this discussion tonight.
Am I clear? They don't want to say hello, Mr. So. You hear that one?
I didn't hear my name. Just say to, and then from there, people are Liberia.
Hi, Mr. So. How you doing today?
Good. Thank you.
Okay, sorry for that. Okay.
It's much better. Yeah.
Even though the man is suffering from pets.
You see that? That's the problem with you. So nobody should question you, and this is how you're being driven this country here. When you're
gonna be fine. Don't worry. It's gonna be okay.
Go ahead,
it's gonna be okay. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Professor. You know what is happening now? I see Iris and other people so much against this other thing you're talking about. That man hasn't even taken his office. He hasn't even decided whether he's going to jump behind George Weah to go and order. He there crying like baby. I mean, it is a responsibility of a responsible government.
Kotu, let me hold you a little bit. It's a president of the Republic of Liberia. Please let us address him with respect, please. Go ahead.
No, but that's not.
What
I don't know what you mean.
That's like a baby. He can't. This is a man who ran your country for.
You just for a distraction.
Please let me finish. This is the man who ran your country for 6 years.
I'm not saying he. I said that is a responsibility of a responsible government.
Okay, go ahead.
So, I mean, if you are responsible.
Okay, go ahead.
Other things.
Yeah.
Okay, I hear them saying that if he orders we are the government, he should be able to order the ending government. Of course, if you have to start by taking over for the next person, let him carry on his audit. If the government has a problem with the ending government, it is their responsibility to flag it. Okay. Nobody is against it. But they decided not to flag up these issues. It is not the Liberian people's responsibility. All the Liberian people want is better Liberia. We keep being yearning for better Liberia and keep having dirt on our sleeves. I'm one of those who supported Ellen and was against what Ellen's son did. And I said that he should be prosecuted. Why did we give him clemency today? We don't know. But he should be prosecuted and he did it right. And some of us know he did it right. I'm not backing him. This man be prosecuted. But you sit there and accommodate Salif. Charles Salif. He arrested Charles Salif and then released him. So he should be prosecuted for what he did.
Okay. All right.
And I heard him saying, what they call Ambassador Batai said that there's corner opportunity. And that's the one he said, there's corner opportunity. That is, if I had a particular job to do and went to all of the jobs to do at a time and not taking a priority, that is an opportunity corner. They should have left some unnecessary thing and thinking on some major thing like the roads. And that was what he was talking about. It's not because he's corner money. And they're not, honestly, they may have explained this over and over. And if you think he's corner money, come out and bring or flag these things out. We are here with, I can tell everybody I'm not one of those. That's why I'm not running behind government job. If you have any issue on Ambassador Boycott, say it up. We're going to handle it up with him. Let's do it. Instead of standing and say, we have this, we have this.
All right. Thank you.
So
thank
I
you,
want to
madam.
say, let me stay now for now and come back later.
All right. Thank you. Call us again. Okay. Yeah, Mr. So, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want, this when we're having this conversation, there are people that take up their valuable time, they listen to us, not that they don't have work to do, and even after programs that come from Liberia, they listen. I just want to recognize a gentleman we talk, we haven't met, maybe we have met, Mr. Johnson, S.A. Johnson. I hope this is not something should be something, but when people do good, when people use their goodwill, good mind to intervene in a humanitarian context for people, you have to say, you're in the chat room, but you are not a don't care board member. You only come on the program, board member. That's all. But you don't even know anything that's going on. You're the 50-year leader, then But Mr. Johnson, S.J. Johnson, I want to thank you so much. There was an interview our correspondent, Emmanuel Flomo, in Mangibi. I did recently about at Mafatu Saki. That video is on the Facebook page. The story of that old lady is very, very, very pitiful. Born 10 children, according to her, only 2 surviving, only 2 remaining, and the other one, they are all dead, but she is the one that is going out there. And I mean, he saw that interview and he was touched. He sent us message how he can reach to the old man, what he can do. And I contacted Floma. I said, yeah, we can reach our correspondent. He did an interview, and he went and sent a contribution. That was a humanitarian gesture. As a matter of fact, $75, which is a lot. People stand on their feet for hours. That could be used to pay phone bill. But he sent that. He said, hey, little guys carried the money, and the reporter can have $25. I put that all in the chat room. For some reason, a little same way 9 days, it's a pain in the neck. But then Emmanuel confirmed with me today. He got that. In fact, he did a story. Is on the page. I just want to say that because when we come here, when we're talking, when we're saying this thing, there are people paying keen attention to know what's going on, not just only here, but things that are happening back home. So I just thought of mentioning that to also to recognize that, because when he sent that message, I went and then we start chatting, sent his number, call him. He said, okay, this is what I'm going to do. Immediately, I dropped the line. He went and wired that money. So Emmanuel also alluded now he received the money today. He messaged me around 3:56. I meant to call him.
I also read that article on LPR with the old lady pictures and stuff like that.
So then why you didn't say anything? And you get your mouth, you run chaba all night.
So, as a bullshit, let me take my time to thank Mr. Johnson. Mr. Johnson, thank you very much. And we appreciate it. This is some of the team reason why we always come on here every night, even if we're tired, we come on here because of people like you. You make this platform, every one of us, our life better. Thank you very much. Okay, let me take this other caller. Mr. Wojita, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, sir. How are you?
Not bad. Thank you for joining us. What's on your mind?
Well, a lot of things, but the most important thing right now is everything that was done over the weekend in the interest of our people. I think elections are over. What I talk about squandering opportunity. Liberian people listen to that. That's why you were elected. And the man just got declared winner on Monday. And already people thinking about why they shouldn't do this, shouldn't do that. People coming here, it is an experienced government that is coming. Ome has been in government for a long time, 12 years as vice president. He knows the issues. He knows everything that plagues this country. And that's why he framed his agenda towards the issues that face Liberia. He had a platform that he's going to work on. He got a policy that he got to work on. So for those who are, it is a normal process, something grieving process. Those who felt that they are almighty God, they couldn't lose election, they lost election. Their election was not to tell Liberians people what they want to do, but they were bent on cheating and stealing. The same way they did their government for the past 6 years, that is the same thing they are bringing. Well, let the Liberian people be hopeful that this United Party government is here for everybody. You're not going to say, Wakatis or UPS or even that.
You're in the man.
So all of us here, we let us pray for what is good for our country. You can be in opposition, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with having an opposition in the country. But the Papa has already set his sight on liberating Liberia, serving all Liberians, even the people who are not part of his camp. If they are qualified Liberians, they will work. And he already indicated that his government will be a government of inclusion. Every sector of the Liberian society will be represented. And he left with all of us.
I'm from Ivory Coast. Will he include me in that too?
Say that again?
I'm an Ivorian. Will he include me in there?
But you are not Ivorian, you're not Liberian, so you're not be included.
Okay.
You will provide the opportunity for you to do business, and you are also being included in that sense. Provide a good environment. Anybody from West Africa can come to Liberia.
Let me ask you on a very Mr. Botitaya, let me ask you on a very serious note. You are in a very experienced Liberian, young Liberian who has been engaged in Liberian community all over this place. So what are some of the things that perhaps you, a Liberian diaspora, who also have the experience, what are some of the things you will be looking for in order for you to see the trend of what Ambassador Bakar and his government going to be leading towards?
Well, I think what is on the mind of every Liberian, and also what is on the mind of the president-elect, is we already emphasized that the economic activities, the rural condition. You are an engineer, you're in this country. The thing that drives the American economy today is the interstate highways. Most especially though, highways were meant for those BB trucks. So but if most of our highways, road connectivities in the country, when they can be fixed, people will be able to do business, people will be able to move here and there. And those are the signature things that he talked about. And everybody is aware. He meant it, and the whole team is focused on that. So that's the biggest thing that we are looking at, because if people cannot move around, it's very difficult for them to improve their lives. And that's the most important thing. And that is something that you were not overlooked. And that's what the Liberian people elected him for, because that's why he told us that this will be the major priority for when you're talking about the economic activities in the country. So for us in the diaspora, this is what we need. Majority of the diaspora Liberians, nobody wants to work into government, but to provide the opportunity that we can go home, we can group ourselves together as a citizen of Liberia to carry, job in the country. I can be in Zwedru or Toll Town and be able to go to Morovia in less than, less 4 or 8 hours. So those are the opportunities that we are looking for. And the creation of the private sector, that comes with the roles as well. Because the strength of the private sector will kind of lift up a lot of weight on the government, because of the private sector. And President Boakai indicated that those are the areas that he's going to emphasize, and those are the areas we, the people from the diaspora, we are looking, that should be the concentration of the economic development of our country.
Okay. All right, Mr. Taya, thank you very much. We will contact you, and hopefully we can have you on here as one-on-one conversation. But thank you for joining us this evening. We appreciate it, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for taking my call.
Okay. Let's go to Walter Carter. Carter, good evening. Do you have a congratulatory message from Mr. Toad this evening?
As always.
So why they congratulating for them?
Mr. Soul, the man speaking. Go ahead, my brother. Go ahead.
I would like to say congratulations to the people of Liberia for having a successful election.
What's about me?
I would like to say a big thank you to one of the greatest presidents of our time, President George Manuel for exemplifying patriotism, democracy, and love for country by conceding
that's saying something good right now.
And also asking the world to put hands around Liberia as he leaves office, to accept the new administration to come and help the Liberian people move forward, keeping the peace and keeping the peace. So so this what I have to say.
Okay, thank you.
Liberia. I don't want to congratulating
the man know the other thing coming to it, not going away. So
I'd like to say congratulations to the incoming president, Honorable Joseph Boakai.
Okay, talk.
So with that being said, Liberia need peace.
So
there's no time that President Weah has ever said anything concerning transitional, auditing of his government is not a way forward. I think President Weah accepted. He want his government.
No, Carter, don't do that. Don't do that. I just read to you where the president is asking the incoming president not to audit his government official, including himself. Then he said that.
The president told you not to order his incoming government. He said, don't wish hunt.
No. He said that. He said that.
Stop a wish hunt. Anyway, you guys think you're still in campaign mode. You won election, but you're still running after things that will continue. And at the end of the day, you should be focusing on how you will transform the Liberian life, rescue them as you say.
Okay. Thank you, Carter. Thank you.
Why you want to cut me off?
No, we got other people on the other side. They want to contribute as well.
Oh my God, Mr. Soden, Mr. Pro is not fair. You get somebody who prays you 10 minutes, 15 minutes, but you can't. So is that how we're going to be running LPR now?
Yes, God. I want to know.
No, I want you to express yourself, but you got to express yourself with balanced idea.
Carter.
No, other people on the other side. Okay, go ahead. Finish. I'm making plow with you tonight. Go ahead, finish.
What on Carter?
No, I'm okay. I'm done.
No, listen to me. Listen to me.
Carter, when you come back, go ahead.
This paper here.
It's important.
Okay, go ahead.
Just how we on this platform, just how you guys on this platform for holding President Weah government foot to fire. This platform should do the same thing to unity. We will.
I promise you. Wait, Mr. No, honestly, hold on, Carter, just hold on 1 minute. Let me say this. On a very serious note, I'm not trying to praise you or anything, but on a very serious note, with Mr. So on this platform, believe me, Ambassador Boakai feet is going to be held to the fire. There's no question asked. We will do all we can, even though we support him, we admire him.
Hold on.
Mr. Soul, will you let me finish?
No, wait. I don't want you to send wrong. I don't want you to send wrong signal out there to picture me to be the. Who's that?
Can somebody mute themselves? There's noise coming in the background. I don't want to mute people.
What I'm saying.
Show you if Ambassador Boakai takes office, we will do all we can to make sure things are right.
No, but if that's but not you.
So, what on Carter? What on Carter?
Go to prayer singing every day. You come on the show.
See that? I'm telling you something that you say, no, that not me, that the other man will do. Okay, thank you.
So don't come make me to be the book. You have an obligation to do that.
Maggie, go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Mr. To, for recognizing me. Good evening, Mr. So. I just want to just make a little point here. There's a saying in Liberia, the people say the educated people are the problem of the country. But the main thing that should be said is the educated people who education verification is not being known to the public are the problem.
Oh,
That's exactly what it should be saying. Why should people be fighting over auditing or not auditing or classing has which one? Let's say, for example, you are a shopkeeper and you are leaving the shop for another person to take over. You got to make sure that you tell the incoming shopkeeper what is in there as profit, the principal cash that you have there, everything that is on the shelf, you got to make report so that the new incoming shopkeeper will know or have sense of what he's handling and what he's going to be carrying forward to run that business. So if people coming over here classing or auditing has wage fund, I don't think there should be a doubt about the educational background, because you can make a kind of argument as an educated person and think people are going to listen to you. I don't think it's right that way. If they have any fear of any wrongdoing, let them face the fear, but not to misuse or misclassify words and define it in their own way. We all have hairs on our shoulder and we got brain in our head, so we know what we're talking. So that's what I just want to say.
okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Let me go to the next caller. That's wonderful. All right, Terry, you're next. Please go ahead.
Yeah.
Terry, go ahead. Yeah, we're listening.
Yeah, so I think that when you said president of the government is saying that audit. If he did not audit, doesn't mean that JMB will not audit. And like you said, auditing is not persecution. Auditing is just, it means to show what you have done and what you achieved over the period of time. That's what it means, you know.
Yeah.
But I wanted to ask you a question, Labor. You are the man who do road business. Ambassador Walker says something that I've been pondering over.
Okay.
That might become a problem. He talked about the rule that in his 100 days, that there will be no car that will hitch in the mud. Do you believe that?
Okay, but Ambassador Walker is a very smart man. Listen to that statement. In 100 days, there will be no cars that will be hitching on the road. In 100 days, what will they be in Liberia? Would it not be summer?
But he said he's going to fix the road.
Yes, I agree. But in the summer, when it's dry season,
on this one.
Yeah, I agree. When it be dry season, no cut. But here's the thing. Ambassador, in 100 days, okay, before what he meant is after the rainy season, next rainy season, there shouldn't be. The place car can get stuck on the road in Liberia. For example, the whole road from Tapeta to Totown, not the entire road is bad. The section of the road that are bad, those sections are the one he can fix. Okay, let's just say because I don't know whether you know. I know the road between Totown and say Dweji Town. In the area before you reach to Seniwen, there's a place there called Kabli. As soon as you pass Kabli Bridge, before you get to Seniwen, there's a place there. The place is always muddy. You just cut that section off, fix it, and you move behind Seniwen. There's another place there where it's also muddy bad. You cut that place, fix it, and move. Those kinds of fixing, it shouldn't take you anything less than 1 week or even 2 days the most. Once you have the equipment, you have the material, it's easy to fix. So you can fix those things. Yes.
But that's my point, Mr.
I don't know why it's difficult to answer the question.
The mechanics, do we have the funds? Do we have? I know that he's not talking about putting quota on all the roads in the country. But what I'm saying is, do he have the mechanism to be able to get that done? Because in my opinion,
no, he
I don't
does
think
not
it's
have.
possible.
He does not have the fund. Doesn't
The
matter how much.
resources, the financial,
Yes, I agree
capability,
with you.
all of that.
And that's what I've always said, that before people who are around Ambassador Bakai must make sure that before he make these pronouncements, they should look at it.
So
and
something.
Yes.
You see, too much of dishonesty in you. You profess to be a guy who can tell. That's what Terry said, because you know what, Terry asked the question. We had this conversation here before, and your answer was no. If it is changing now, you need to tell us. And we are not saying it must be done. And it is quite correct. It was just a part, or I would say complete carelessness on the part of the CDC government, not to even take into consideration what was happening, especially a sitting president who was seeking re-election and knows where he's based, regardless about how the county is being sectionalized and all of that. And that's quite correct. They said they allow these things to happen. But when he started to make that effort, we will see, the Liberian will see, and people will see the progress. They shouldn't just say it. And that's what I say. By this time, put it down, your time cheat shirt on you, put it down now. Let's hold these leaders accountable what they say by us having this conversation. Do not come here to be the defense counsel for the people. You are killing the integrity of this network. And I think there will be a special discussion on you regarding your behavior, because this is not how Ted Turner don't do this kind of thing that you're doing. So I just want to put you on record.
Okay, whatever. The station manager is watching you. What you're saying right now, he's taking note, and he will call you to book.
Yeah, but he just texted me that this mayor, you need to go for time. You need to take some time off, compulsory leave time. Yes, sir. You know, I had a Sierra Leone neck and dismiss your people and say go steady and he with you, whether you want steady or not.
No, I don't think the station manager will follow you. But anyway, no, on a very serious note, Terry, no, the 90 days statement is not quite correct. He cannot do it in 90 days. But yes, the interesting thing that's going to happen, if the Liberian people see that he's making effort, say for example,
okay,
in 50 days, he fixed the road from Second Pier all the way to Zwadro. Fix all those potholes, because that's what they are, potholes.
Do some clearing.
And not the whole road, but just fix those heavy area where car always getting stuck. Fix them. People in River G, people in Fishtown will understand that Ambassador Bakai, the progress is coming. They're not going to complain. But if you just don't do that,
let me ask you a question, the Liberal. Regarding, I wouldn't know what's the standing of the country here, but I'm not a guy who believes in big spending. Do you think you're going to downsize government, and how are you going to do that? Because there are some agency, there are some ministry almost doing the same thing. I don't understand why people can't go into revisit. Not that you're going to sack people, take civil servant, no, but these people can be incorporated, but ministry agency can be embedded and just give them different functionality. I thought that was the rationale. I thought that was the rationale of this harmonization, but they were just far from it. They brought harmonization and it caused most harm.
Okay. Terry, thank you. Let me take this other caller, then I'll answer your question, Mr. So. Victor, go ahead. Victor, go ahead. You're next.
Good evening, Mr. So and Mr. To.
Thank you.
So I'm just going to piggyback on what Terry was talking to you about. I wanted to ask the same question, but I wouldn't ask. I would just speak. So I think that Ambassador Bwaka is still making campaign statement. I supported him. I must put myself on record for that. But I believe that he's still making a campaign statement. The reason why I'm saying it is, it sounds unrealistic to all who's not a policy maker for him to tell us that there will be no potholes or car will not hitch on any roads in Liberia in 90 days, in 100 days rather, in 100 days. And also he talks about, the bread and butter issue and making sure people got food, all of those things. Now, he says these things without telling all the how. How is it going to work? Because when after I listen to him, then I listen to another network, then I hear that the World Bank is putting a moratorium on Liberia for the debt that we owe. We're not paying their loan, their this and that. So
Right.
it runs to my mind, this project that President Bwaka wants to carry on in 100 days, where are we going to get the fundings from for this project to be executed so that we can have people on the street by June 7th? Because if you make these statements during campaign, it's campaign. But when you start to make this same statement when you already president, and if it is not implemented, then it becomes a burden on the government. So I think that all President Bwaka needs to do right now, form the transitional team, let them start to work with the government. Let's see what is available before, by his inaugural ceremony, then he will have known where his government is going to start from and what they can do within the window of the 100 days. But I think that he's moving more than his shadow right now. That's what I think. I appreciate him talking to the press, talking to the people, enthusiasm the Liberian people. But I think that the statement is sounding unrealistic to me.
Okay, thank you. But let me say this. Thank you very much.
No problem. Have a good night.
Thank you. So let me just say this, Mr. So the question you asked, before I answer that, let me go to this. Okay. All right. Just hold on 1 minute. Before I answer your question, Mr. So let me just go to this other statement here that was made by Ambassador Baka that everyone is talking about. Now, we saw today on the social media, I saw where Ambassador Baka was visiting the hospital. We saw the amount of people that were around Ambassador Baka. That gave me some indication that it is just a matter of time before they put him in a bubble, because all of those people around him it was not necessary. Those are people that will start singing praises. And I think Ambassador Baka and his people need to recognize those things. Now,
are you saying he shouldn't travel with security or what?
No, the security aspect of it is fine. But if you look at the entourage in the bike, there's so many people. To do what? The incoming president is just going to sympathize with those who got hurt and say sorry.
Well,
why will you have all those people around you to do what?
Well, when we are raised our questions, you are going to have a drum beat.
So thank you for not raising it. But let me go back to.
Well, I don't see nothing wrong with that.
I see something wrong with it. Yeah, I think this is how they put people in bubble. But let me answer this other guy question. In terms of the money, in terms of the role, the money might not be there, but whatever amount that is turned over, because all Ambassador Baka needs is the fuel, the material, and the equipments are already there. You can go to Nima and ask Nima County for their equipment if you're doing the role in Nima. You can go to Grand Jide and ask Grand Jide for their equipment if you're doing their role in Grand Jide County. You don't have to use Nima County equipment to do the role. You can move on because each one of these counties have their own equipment. That's for sure. Now, the issue of the fixing the role, yes, they're not all going to be fixed in 100 days. But take, for example, you go over there and you bring people from Lofa, you bring people from Nima, you bring people from all over the country because most of the counties have the same issue. And you show them how to do one section. And that process works. Those people can go back to Lofa County and apply that knowledge into these sections that are the problem section.
So I'm saying.
Yes.
Yes, what I do, and I'm going to challenge you here publicly. And I know you're going to do it, because the reason you say here and you throwing your finger here, just how you can do all the design for Sacramento. No, hold on. It's serious, because we have the tendency of supporting people and then we draw back. And I know you and I, your friend Fanatico Fa, who's the deputy speaker, Komine Wise, the late Mambutu Nyipan, Ellis Chesia Grant, Marshall Dennis, the minister of the former minister of not even the Smith and even the Jala. I'm saying this to say, now, if you honestly support this man and you want him to succeed than any other person who has the expertise, just how you fought hard to make yourself you unveil yourself, and the CDC people, they didn't listen. Nobody pay attention. You even went to Liberia. I want you to do the, don't scratch your eye, nothing in your eye there. I'm saying this seriously, because if you sit down here all the way and you're talking, call people from Lofa, then it's time to call the town man from town that your town there, where car that your town there, that what the problem here, I can't go to my own village. So moving forward, you need to do everything possible. And I know you said they not know you, you not know them, but you need to make them to know you now, so you will know them, to also make yourself available. If they can't do it, then we will have all reason to come here to talk about it. Just how you did it the last time, please use your own good questions to do
that. Your advice, well structured, I will take it. But I let me quickly assure you, I'm not going to be begging anybody.
No, we never beg anybody. We never beg anybody. I said just how we do it. We will talk to them. We got to beg them. That's for your country.
Flati Kofa knows me well. Okay. Even what's his name? The senator from Moserado County, Sai Joseph, knows me very well. He was here. That's how he and I we talk. Okay. All of those people, they know. But what I'm not going to do.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do all of your videos that you've been dancing. I will send it to this boy. Yeah, please call this man. If they say they even get money, because maybe money will not be there, would do GoFundMe. Those are I think there would be a legitimate GoFundMe, not a GoFundMe for protocol. No, I'm serious, because we can't say people should succeed.
I agree. I don't.
If you sit down here, I'm just only telling you. If you sit down here, you've been talking, you've been dancing, Papa. What's the song you just sing? We made a mistake.
Papa, sorry, our mouth fool us.
Okay, yeah. So now, saying the mouthful, or we finish finding the real part, I think it's time. I mean, honestly, it's time to do. I hope you would do that, and not just only you.
I will engage, because some of my friends who are also engineers, they are pretty much engaged, and most of them they know my work, and they are not roadway engineers like many of the other people. So I will connect with them. That is not the issue.
You quick to I know you quick to give up, because by the time they call somebody and pick up one time, and next thing you call me, you start breathing the cow. I call the boy, not call me, and not calling again. I don't want that. Where it needs your man Anthony Kesselly, all of those people that will know them, we did it. Because, and that is good, it came from the ambassador in order for he to succeed. And I know. So sometimes I wonder, what are the problem of Liberia? Is it from the leaders or we the citizens? Because when the leader call you to, they call you to do a piece of job, you have to be honest. But how many of these people, you do not expect the president to come every other minute, come to your office. You're supposed to provide briefing. And I'm glad that he said that this minister will be briefing him. And hopefully what he says, it must be implemented.
Okay, let me take these two colors. Cut off before I come to you, because you're a member of ours at LPR platform. Let me take Ozil first. Go ahead. Now call to the other color. Valdez.
Hello?
Yes.
You got me there?
Yeah, that's you. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you, sir. Oh, thank you, Brother Tool and Brother Soul.
Thank you.
This is Terry Lion Yakun from Fargo, North Dakota.
Oh, we're in trouble.
Tell Lion. The Wonder Lion.
Yeah, so the thing is very laughable. There's you, Mr. Soul, Mr. Tool, excuse me. Well, I know that here, Bata, you are responsible to face our role in 90 days of holidays because you know you are a professional man. And actually, even the past government, let's say the current government,
You said 90 days?
government,
You feel role in 90 days?
if they would have given you some kind of connections there, that would have been very good for Liberia. But I know you're a very professional man. In the United States here, those roles in California, and you have been working, helping to develop that beautiful part of the world. So you're a very professional person. So I pray that they should respect you because you really, really went against my CDC government because of the few roles.
Tell lion.
That's why you went against Joshua. So I hope that Joseph Blacktown will be you describing all kinds of ways that he's a very, very intelligent man. Just not to just talk about somebody and you have it all and you put to come up with the answers for Blacktown and the UC people.
So tell lion.
Tell
lion. Hello?
Yes,
you know what?
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, Tor didn't go against. Tor fought hard. We fought hard to make himself available. And for no reason, some of our good friends, and part of that is like, because I'm not sure. I hope it must take a different turn because people are so protective of their job that maybe the other person they will take my job. So Tor fought hard. We all fought hard. We called all we're supposed to call. And your people just deliberately, on purpose, refuse. If they say, oh, we will do this, even Smith Toby, all of them, people that are close to the president. He not say me, I will say it. But that's why I calling him out. In as much he support the ambassador, hopefully we will do the same thing and that somebody will be able to listen. But to say he fought against maybe he talking the way he's supposed to talk, because if you try to make yourself available to get back to your country, and for some reason, and they not even want to try you to say, okay, this guy here, he willing. Nobody, didn't say pay our way. The man said, I'm willing to go by myself to trust. And he even went there and trained young engineers. So whereas, so don't come tell us, say you didn't pay road 90 days, so nobody going to pay road 90 days. So that other one take it from there.
No, that 90 days, he said during campaign time, after he wanted
forget about it. Now let talk.
That's fine. That's fine. If Pastor Barker will do the best. Go ahead. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Let me end on my last statement.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. This is the last statement. Okay. I just want to, sympathize with those people that die, but they could just begin that, American making conflicting statements and burn the ball with the car, but when the boss said, oh, I'm a UP man, I had to let the spare him, they didn't point him in the burn car. Why did they destroy evidence like that?
Okay.
You understand? So
okay.
Yeah, started sacrificing the people.
Okay, thank you.
They use sacrifices to come to power and they want to use it. We're going to go down in that case. Thank you.
So tell Lion. Yeah, what I'm going to tell you. Yeah, what I'm going to tell you, and some of you that strongly believes and support CDC. This is time for you guys to take it. You hearing me?
Not to tell you, breaking it. You're breaking it.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. So.
I say, yeah, what I'm going to say. You see, the president did a noble thing. The only person did similar thing to that of what president we are there is Jonathan Goodlaw. Jonathan Goodlaw. That's the same thing. The vote didn't come to 99% and he conceded. We don't even know what was really going on, but as time go by, we'll know. But what I'm saying here, if you are strong CDC people, well, I know some of the people is end up leaving the way, end up going to Unity Party now because they have Liberian politicians where they don't see their way. If it doesn't work, nobody will want to bear it for the next 6 years. I think it is now time for you guys to cross-examine yourself. What went wrong? Were we honest even to the president? I listened to the president's speech from the church there. It is a clear indication that he was betrayed, people that he trusted, people that he confided in to do a piece of job, they were breaking different things. And when people, hold on. And sometimes when people try to make these suggestions, you don't like it. So now all of you freaking out.
All right,
All of you here, so
take your
everybody
answer
freaking
off
out.
there. Thank you, Ted. Just take his answer from our head. Thank you. Okay. Let me bring it.
Keep
Moro.
your organization that you win are trying to keep it good now. Don't wait until one day to election.
Mommy Moro, are you there?
Yes, Mr. So it's Mo.
Oh, Mo. Oh, yeah, that's right, Mo. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Your glasses can see.
Yeah. Yes, that's Esther.
Okay.
Hello, Mr. So. Hello, Mr. Cho. Thanks for having me on the show with me. Yes. I just want to say congratulations to you again. Congratulations to the Liberian people.
How many people tell him? Why did he do? Why he went Liberia to grow rock?
Let me ask you though. Am I not the best political advisor here on this platform? Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yes. And I just want to say that tell our people the elections is over, and what we can do now is to come together and work towards building our country. If you look around us, Ghana, Guinea, all these people, they are developing, and we shouldn't be there because it is not our term, or our president, the person we wanted to work with, it is not elected, so that Liberia will not go forward. If we have that kind of idea, that means that our country will stay behind, and then we will not grow as people. Also, when the president-elect talks about the rules, we're hoping to see what will be done. And another thing that I want to say, that our people, the expectation, if you have so much expectation, something that you know that will not work, at the end of the day, you'll be laid down and you'll feel bad. So sometimes we really have to see, is this thing really going to work? Is it feasible? Can we really do this? So that's what I wanted to talk about. But again, I just want to let our people know, this is our country. We have to work towards building it and see what best we can do to reach the level of other countries around us.
Thank you. All right, Kotu, go ahead. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Tom.
Yeah, go ahead. Give your closing.
So
Mr. So will close it for us.
Yeah, I hate to see people bloodshed, and right now we see family are grieved and other people making some unnecessary issue out of it.
Samson, we are not hearing you because you're out of studio.
It's your country. If the country is not going well and you wish bad for other people, it is on you also. That's why we try to talk to people, stop doing that. If you wish something good about your country, think about something better. Don't always think the negative way about your country. This man has not even taken power. Power has not even been turned over to him. And the people so much of being already negative, which is not good. And another thing I wanted to talk about, I listened to you, Mr. To, how I talked to you was when you started to give that descriptive, construction of that role. I knew exactly you were knowledgeable about role with the description and how detailed you were about talking on a role. And that was, I think, 2 or 3 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, for my knowledge. I expected these people to have said, yes, this is somebody who can do something about this government. And I thought, actually, to be frank with you, that they will have used your expertise, to make those roles. And I hear people talking about Ambassador Boycott said 90 days. And this Ambassador Boycott came or explained how it can be done. He said there are people, there are equipment that are in this country, like you said. I don't know whether you listened to him, but that's exactly what he said. That the equipment are in this country. What they are going to do is what they used to do before. That counties, I think he called them something that they were there, either county supervisor or county managers were there in the various counties to maintain road. He said what they were going to do was to re-establish these guys or these people in the various counties to be able to maintain the road. One thing is facing the road, another thing is maintaining it. And he thinks that that's how they would make the road pliable. He didn't say apple quota on the road that people have misunderstanding. But at least it should be pliable, that it will be the thing that cars won't get stuck up in it. That was what he explained. But again, when we so much journey about this election thing, we get blind to I like this person, or I just like this man, and then we get blind to the issues. When you see somebody else supporting, I don't support people because I like you, you handsome, you get your black diamond. I'm looking at what you telling me. We don't listen to what these people talking, and we just go behind there because we get some likeness for them. And I think that's the mistake we're making. Let's pray for our country, because the better our country is, the better we become.
Hold on, Koto. You say black diamond. They say that mistake you're making?
Huh?
You talk about black diamond, I'm dancing all over. They say that mistake you're making?
I know you're breaking him. Okay. Yeah, some people started. They were describing their candidate. Yeah, I want you are black diamond. This person is this, I'm visual. This person is you. That's the description people were giving, right, according to how they want their candidates. Okay. How this person is young, how this person is old, but how well this person is productive is what we should be looking at.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. We'll be back again. Mr. So will be on here tomorrow. And you will see all of the conservative will coming.
Yeah, again, I just wanted to say, I sent sympathy yesterday. I felt so bad, but just to, every station on, there are different viewers. We just want to say sorry to those that lost their family and those that are right now undergoing treatment. We pray for them that they should recover, so that they can get back on their feet. Right. So we just pray that our country will not go the route we're going. Well, thank you, Mr.
Thank you. Yeah,
Mr. So and you. Mr. So, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. So, try and wrap it up for us.
What I'm going to say is, I think we all have a responsibility, whether you work in government or not, by things you say, things you do, and how you go about doing it to make our country to succeed. And all of those who think that they are putting all of their time and resources, that's fine. If you are not called today, that's not the end of the world. And I think people should be more or less the supporters of Ambassador Boycott. It was campaign then. There's no more campaign now. He found himself in the governance stage. So people should be a little bit tolerant, especially people on this different network. You are not the right person to be giving justification, even when somebody says something that you disagree with. This is the lack of tolerance in our national discourse. So people should understand now that he's no longer the president, just how we were saying yesterday. He's not, even though he prefers to be the president of CDC, we are saying, but he was the president. He's the president of the Republic of Liberia. Boycott now is the president of the Republic of Liberia, not the president for LOFA, not the president for Unity Party, but he is the president of the Republic of Liberia. We are in a volatile and evolving world. So you're going to hear a lot of things that you will like and dislike. I don't think that should be the distraction of Unity Party people, and always find themselves to be on the defensive, but they should do everything possible they can to be tolerant and listen to those positive tone, and they can act on it, because that's what the same argument we're making yesterday. And I think something you always say on this network here, when they are doing some community work, they're doing something, the community should get involved. I want to agree with you, talking about these roads. And I will be very specific here, leaving from Nima going to Grand. There's a tendency the roads are already by citizens. The same very people who complain, who whine, who talk, they will go on purpose. The bad roads, they will go and dig again, so that when car comes, when that car gets stuck inside, they will lift that car up, and you will pay them. Who does that? They need to crack down on all of these things. Anybody, citizen caught doing these things, everybody should be held accountable. When as much we talk about lawmakers, corrupt people, we ourselves are corrupt. We are not honest. What kind of good citizen that you will see and just look at the road, and then you take a digger and dig that road because you want car that coming over there to get stuck, so that 2-3 person, they will pay money and go drink you? That's nonsense. They need to crack down on people. So where he taking, that country is a high country. He got to put his foot down. There's no time to play around, because other than that, if you think, oh, this man, yeah, maybe I never have money for my campaign, and this person put there, it is sympathy exceed the interest of this president. George Weah, if you really listen to what he's been saying now, people that he trusted, people he felt that they were in the vanguard, fought for this thing, and he decided to maintain them, which was not the right way in the first place, to get somebody in one position for a whole term. I don't see. You can reshare for that. He didn't do, because perhaps he never want to hurt somebody's feeling, knowing where they came from. Joseph Boyka and his government, they should not carry it. When you are chairman of the party, when you say ridiculous thing, it means that confidence is no longer there. So he needs to put his foot down. And I know people get a way of testing people, and he will be tested. So the first person that will want to scratch that firecracker, let them put that firecracker in his coat, in the person who doing the testing in their coat pocket. When he burn he or her, then they will know. Because I'm telling you, that's the only way. Because they will want to test him. Man, he's this and that. We've been there. So they will go do all kinds of things. He got to watch out. He must be the person to speak. All these funny people, then they can't be the one to be the. I think that they are the president, can't be speaking here. No, that's not what we want to hear. He took the gavel. He is the one who will step up to the task, and I know he would do that. But we just also want to equally tell him he should not allow sympathy to exceed his interest, because this person he was a member and he fought hard. He was on that train. No more train. The only train we know about now is the train of the Republic of Liberia. No more train for whatever thing. Thank you so much. And you are in charge tonight. Tomorrow I will be in charge. Me, I'm an Israeli. The same way you do me, I will do you.
I didn't treat you bad tonight.
Okay, you don't start right here. Tomorrow when you come on, then you will know.
I'll let you have your way. Anything you want to say, you say whatever you want to say. When I come tomorrow, whoever I want to say, you gotta allow me to say it.
Okay, we'll see. Bye.
So thank you as usual. Thank you very much. Again, folks, Samson to LIBERIA Pub Radio. I want to thank all of you again tonight for following. As Mr. So was saying here, wants to know if I'm going to be. No, seriously, I don't mind offering my help. I've been saying this thing. I am not interested in government job. And I don't. What I do want, and what I've been calling these people, I think I've narrated my story here. I've talked to the superintendent of Grand County. He promised that I was going to be able to help them. I talked with former minister, the late Minister Mambutu. I didn't talk to him, but he was supposed to be, he and I were supposed to have a conversation. I talked with Smith Toby. I wanted to help them. I talked with Churchill Graham, former representative of Boston District. I'm not asking any of them for money. All I say, I have the technical know-how. I don't have the equipment. I don't have the fuel. I don't have the money to pay the people. But I can show you If I come and show you one section of the bad place, and that whatever that I show you is working, it's just taking that same process, that same idea, and repeating it onto most of the places. Because every road, every part of the road that is bad, the condition remains the same. Usually, you got a hill coming this way, you got a hill coming this way. At the bottom of a hill, they got water, and it's the water that is rolling. In the summertime, why you think you have the dust? The dust is the residue from the clay. When it rains, that dust turns to mud. Tire, the rubber tire, you can't make it with the mud. There's no friction. I explain all that one to the people, my people. So there's nothing I can. If there's other president come in, they call me. I don't want money. Because one thing I know about Liberian, when they pay you faster, they start telling you all kind of yama thing. I don't want to hear it. Anybody that call for me to do anything for, I don't want money. What you and the people around you do with your money business, that's your problem. Because if I get involved and somebody is taking kickback, I will say something. And because of that, I don't want money. There's a project right now that I'm involved with. I back up a little bit because I don't like the kickback business that is happening. So I back up. But it's a project. It's a revetment project where it's supposed to drive a truck over it. So I'm almost done with the design. I have all of the typical everything. One of these days I will show you. So it's not like I have not done anything. I went over there. We went all the way to Fishtown. They were supposed to do a road from Granji there, Zwedru, all the way to Fishtown. The design, we were supposed to do the design. We sent surveyor over there. They were in the process of, because the people wanted kickback from my friend who I was going to work free from him. They wanted kickback. There was a South African company involved, and the South African company, they don't want to give kickback. They took the project away from him. It's a Liberian. True story. So why would I want to get involved with these kind of people? No. So if they change, we will do what we can. We're Liberian. We have to work. We have to work. Just a bridge project here, as we speak. The entire bridge process, the project, were on my head today. I have to produce, and they send it out because the process. And let me just explain a little bit. I don't want to take any more of your time, but the process, there's bridge going north and the other one coming south on Route 101 in Eureka. So the bridge, of course, you put it over water, but the people over there, the bridge is closer to the ocean. The people like their fish business. They like this snake. They don't want you to harm the snake. They don't want you to harm the special grass that grow around them. You don't touch them. So the environmental people have to do their environmental study. They say the area you can't touch it. The other area you gotta be careful. So they put in trusses so they can build the bridge. Okay. The environmental people say they don't like the footprint. So we have to move the whole thing. Now, moving it, you got to put a curve in it so that we'll be able to connect to the existing road. And I'm taking it all the way to Total. So all of those things I have to come up with those today. So I presented it. I mean, give it, they're going to look at it. And then once we agree, we're going to have a meeting next week. And I will do my presentation. That bridge, the building of that bridge. True story. There's another Congolese guy here. I will bring you on my show one day. You see, he young kid. But he and I have been working together for the last 10, 15 years. Okay? We started to work together almost 20 some more years ago. He's from Congo. But he's just like a little brother to me. So whatever project that I get, I like for him to work with me. Because he's got good eyes. He doesn't get involved into all the nyama thing there, but he can see if I do all my stuff before we go to the white people to present. He say, okay, they want to have something, look at it. Let's look at this one. So we look at it. Because if I sit there and spend 2-3 months doing, my eyes will deceive me. But with him, his eyes are fresh. So when we do that, we did what it called, there's a bridge. I will show you some pictures Thursday. There's a bridge called Dr. Fine Bridge. I think I explained to you guys. We're done with that. They're building it right now. So we're going to go there and then I will go live on that one when I go there. Okay. After that bridge was built, this Eureka Bridge that I'm on now, true story. The people in the north, they look for us because we did the, how do you call it, Dr. Feinbrich, and they like it. They call Rabbi and myself specific invitation to the two Africans because the project was going to fail. They called us. True story. So it's not like I'm boasting, but I know what I'm doing. Because I got big mouth, just like my mafia that is same thing. What they will do to me? They say, phone for I say, okay, goodbye, I go to Town. What they will do? Well, I told them, what they will do to me? Nothing. I'm blocked. My aim failure, more, their aim failure, my more. What they will do to me? Nothing. Samson, too. Folks, I'm enjoying myself. No, on a very serious note, I want to thank all of you. Oh, Madam Yue, thank you, Madam Yue. That's Martha Yue watching tonight. We thank you, my own brother, but yeah. But yeah, we all pass. Your ass, but just sometimes about River Bear. Your ass, but just sometimes about Samson too. Maria Samson too. Life is good. But anyway, folks, I just want to thank God for everything. I mean, all of the stuff people went through in Monterey yesterday, we're still here. But I want to thank God for that. Folks, Samson told LeBron Public, I want to thank all of you again this evening. We will seriously connect. I don't know those people. They Baka people, I don't know them. I only know Anthony Cassidy. I only know George Lobo. George Lobo know me a little bit, but when I walk to George Lobo, he will not pick me and say that something to, maybe you see me on TV and stuff like on Facebook. But to say, hear myself having that kind of conversation, we don't. So, but Cassidy, yeah, I can call Cassidy right now and we'll talk. He knows Samson too. So those are the, no, I know Ambassador Baka cousin that is very close to him. They call Sir Johnny. Sir Johnny still knows Samson because we all used to living in Pawtucket, in Rhode Island before. So he knows me well. Okay. So, but besides that, I don't know anybody else. I don't know anybody, Baka people there. I don't know that. And right now, let me tell you the secret now. Those of you that are listening, you will enjoy this one. You know how when I do the show, I like to share. So about a year and a half ago, I shared my platform with Unity Party, Global Unity Party, and they blocked me. Well, they didn't block me, they refused to admit me. Since then, I refuse to share my stuff with Unity Party people. And I don't even want to be bothered with them. That their party global, I don't want to be bothered with them because I don't trust them. There's a young guy over there, George Lobo, when Ambassador Baka came here, we were supposed to have an interview. George Lobo promised I was going to have an interview with Ambassador Baka. He told the young men who were in charge that make sure that Mr. Toh have the opportunity to talk to Ambassador Baka. So George Lobo gave me this young man number. I call, you know what he's telling me? He finished after eating heavy fufu and stomach feeling for water. He got to say, but right, what you want to talk about? I said, I'm gonna get you my question. I hang out the phone. I'm gonna tell you what I want to talk with Ambassador. Who are you? That the people there. So I don't trust it. I don't want to be bothered with them either. I want to be bothered. Let them stay on their side. But anyway, we'll do our best to connect with them, and hopefully they will recognize our ability to do these things. And the fact that it's going to be done pro bono, I mean, they should be happy. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio, I want to thank all of you again tonight. It's been a wonderful, wonderful evening. Once again, let's continue to offer our prayer for our brothers and sisters that didn't make it. Those who hurt, we pray for speedy recovery. It's a sad thing to have somebody get hurt because of election. Samson told. Good night, folks.